Hey, this is Coach Ryan. Welcome back. So excited about this first video on basketball leadership. Let's listen in. Hey, this is Coach Ryan. In today's video, we're going to break down 5 things you can add to your game to be a better leader and floor general on the basketball court. Before we jump into our list, I think it's important that we first define what a leader is. And by my definition, a leader inspires 3 things out of others. Number 1, they inspire others to work harder. 2, they inspire others to be better. That means be a better player, better student, better person, just excellence across the board. And then number 3, they inspire confidence. Just because this person is a teammate of yours, you believe more in yourself and more in your team. Let's jump into our list. Now, this list is not anything that I was taught. This has just been learned through experience. And I think leadership is one of those things that as coaches, we tell players to be a leader, but we don't always show them and give them the tools to lead. So if you're a coach watching this or a player, these are tools and things that you can add to your leadership toolbox to inspire those 3 things. Inspire others to work harder, be better, and believe more in themselves and the team. Number 1, I think first and foremost, you've got to have the best work ethic on your team. So your rule would be you got to be the first one in the gym and the last one to leave. Now, I know that can sound cliche, but I want to add something to it. Basketball is not like golf or sometimes tennis or surfing where it's an individual sport. Like your success as a basketball player is oftentimes dependent on the team's success. So you need to be able to get the most out of other people. So let's add to number 1. Your example, your work ethic must be contagious. If it's not contagious, if you're not inspiring others to work harder, if you don't have teammates joining you early before practice and have other teammates joining you late after practice, then you're not a leader and you're not making others better. So number 1, first and foremost, you got to be the hardest worker on the team. I've had many opportunities where I've been blessed to be around great players. One in particular was the captain of the national team in the Philippines. He had been a 3-time MVP in the PBA, which is like the NBA in the Philippines. And he told me to this day, he said, I've had all these accolades, I've had all these success, but he said, I'm not worthy of being followed. I don't have my teammates' respect if I'm not the hardest worker. So it doesn't matter if you're the most talented player on the basketball court. If you want to be worthy of being followed, if you want teammates' respect, if you want their ears, if you want their heart, you got to be the hardest worker. You don't just work out, you outwork, all right? You set that example first as a leader. Number 2 on our list, as a leader, you must always be up. You're always positive, you're always enthusiastic, because your emotions are a compass to your teammate. You only have good or great days, you only have good or great practices, good or great games. Up 20, down 20, it remains the same. You have this strong resolve because your emotions are a compass to your teammates. You have to steer the ship, and that's a sacrifice and a responsibility of all great leaders. In rule number 1, I shared a real positive story about having a great work ethic. In rule 2, let's share a negative story because we can learn equally from people's successes as we can from their failures, and a wise man learns from other people's mistakes. So I want to share a quick story, one that we should all be familiar with, about LeBron James, who's one of the greatest players of all time and a tremendous leader. But at one point in his career, he made a mistake. And it was a couple years ago. I think we all remember it. Game 1, NBA Finals against the Golden State Warriors. He's with the Cavaliers, his last season with the Cavaliers. J.R. Smith makes a terrible mistake at the end of regulation, which costs the Cavaliers the opportunity to get up another shot. He was thinking the Cavs were ahead, the game was tied, it goes into overtime, he doesn't even get a shot off. I think we all remember that. LeBron James goes back to the bench. Now remember, it was going to overtime. The game was tied, but he was going to the bench before overtime like the game was over. His body language said it. He was just totally like dejected. He kind of sat by himself, and instead of using that opportunity to pour into his teammates and share with them, I'm one of the greatest players of all time. I'm going to steer this ship. We're still going to win this game. All right, just climb on my back. I'm going to carry us to victory. Instead of using that opportunity to inspire confidence in his teammates, his body language just expressed and inspired doubt in his teammates. And hey, I'm not hating on LeBron. We all make mistakes. He's human. He allowed his emotions to get the best of him, but we have to remember and let's learn from his mistake. It's a non-negotiable as a leader. You got to always be up because, again, your emotions are a compass to your teammates, and they're either going to lead them to their destiny or their destruction. Number 4 on our list, I want you to write this one down. Write down this quote: sell, don't tell. The best leaders realize early on it's not about dictating. It's not about telling others what to do. It's about selling to them, being a salesperson. So if you want to be a great leader, I would encourage you to read as many books and spend time with great salespeople because you got to get your teammates to buy in. Now, what are we selling? That can change on every team, but there's some non-negotiables. I think we can agree on that. You got to sell hope, unity, teamwork, selflessness, discipline, effort, right? And I think it's human nature that no one likes to be told what to do. So we got to sell it as a leader. We got to sell these things and we got to package them creatively for each teammate because not everybody is motivated, the same way. If you tell someone what to do, if you tell a teammate what to do, they may listen for a possession or a game. But if you sell them on it, if you make it look fun, rewarding, and attractive, if they buy into it, if they see the value in it, then you've got them bought in for the entire season. Number 5 on our list, I believe to be a great leader, you must first be a great follower. And let's talk about it in 2 different perspectives. Number 1, first, is I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. He's my coach. I study his playbook. I try to follow his game plan for my life. And I think that brings a certain level of confidence as a leader because there's going to be so many things that you don't know how to solve. You don't know how to figure out. You're going to run into so many walls. And for me, I'm thankful I can go to the Lord in prayer and ask for help and get great guidance. Secondly, I'm a big believer you got to have mentors in your life. I want you to have 3 of them, right? I want you to reach out and find 3 mentors, people that share the same beliefs, people that are doing what you one day want to be doing, people that can leave footprints for you to follow as a basketball leader on your team. And we can think about that at the highest level. You think about Kobe Bryant's career. He leaned heavily, as we've learned recently, on Michael Jordan's guidance because Jordan had been there. He had left footprints. He had so much he could give to Kobe as far as advice on what direction to go. So just think about how powerful that can be. You got your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, who you can go to in prayer, who you can accomplish all things through. And then secondly, you've got unbelievable mentors that are like guardrails for you, that are keeping you on your path, all right, that have already paved the way and can show you the way to greatness. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this video helps you to become a better leader on your basketball team. This is just part 1. And we're going to release a lot of new content on basketball leadership in particular. And remember, every week I release new basketball videos, so make sure you subscribe to my channel today.